Hey guys, it's Layla from Ignite, and in today's video, I'm going to take 3 minutes to analyze an unseen poem. But before we get into that, please do like and subscribe to our channel and click the bell for notifications. And if you're wanting resources to help enhance your HSC studies, check out our website at Ignite HSC. But for now, let's get into today's video. So, what you can expect to see in today's clip is some timed and candid analysis on an unseen poem. You're going to see me be put under pressure. I'm going to flick the slide up and our videographer, our trusty videographer behind the camera, Flynn, is going to pop on a timer for me for 3 minutes. And I'm going to pretend I'm in an exam situation, quickly read through the poem, take out the key techniques and offer some sort of analysis. There is no question given for these poems. This is purely just an insight for you guys, a demonstration really, of how to look at a text, pick out the key techniques, note any aspects of form, and come up with some sort of understanding of what's being conveyed. But before we get into the timed analysis, I thought it would be useful for me to frame for you guys what are some key bits of advice, or key techniques rather, that I come to whenever I'm looking at a poem. So some of these ones are, whenever we're looking at a poem, we always want to consider the persona's voice. So who's speaking, what voice are they using? Is it first person? Is it direct second person? Is it third person limited? And what are the effects of that? There's always going to be a voice in the poem. So considering what kind of voice will always be relevant to your analysis. Are there any auditory elements, right? Now, when I say auditory, I'm thinking about how does the poem sound when I read it out loud? You have to remember, poetry is an auditory form. It was historically presented as a rhapsode. So the way that the poem is read out loud is super important to the way we receive meaning from that text. So I'm going to have a look at that as well. Hopefully, there is some bit of evidence on that in relation to the poem. And the last one is volta. A volta refers to a decisive turning point in a poem. So where there is a kind of shift in tone and where we can see the direction within the poem shifting in some sort of distinctive way, perhaps signaling a development in character or the introduction of a new idea. So without further ado, I'm going to get Flynn to pop the timer on in a moment. I'm going to read through the poem once in full and then quickly go through line by line and try and issue spot some techniques. All right, Flynn, are we good to go?
Yep.
All right.
Starts now.
Okay. Virtual worlds. I exist because I think I do, not independently of you. I am what you see. I am what I feel. This much is true in the world that is real. But in cyberspace, I can dictate who to be. I'm in control of virtual me. Okay. So the poem is kind of written in this coded lexicon. It's as though the persona is using language that is reflective of online spaces. And in so doing, it kind of transitions us to the online world in which the persona is placed. Line by line, I exist. So the first thing I noted is the coded lexicon in the poem. So that's one technique. I exist because I think I do, or the repetition of the I 3 times in the opening line presents the idea that the individual is writing from first person persona. It's a very intimate dialogue and the individual is really in high modality taking control of their presentation of their identity. We're 1 minute in so far. Not independently of you. So we have some direct second person appeal. The individual exists because they think they do and they're kind of disconnecting themselves from the person to whom they are speaking. I am what you see, I am what I feel. Okay, the I am what at the beginning of those consecutive lines is an example of anaphora. So we could maybe make something of that. I'm also noting that the poem is moving one line to the next without any punctuation. That's called enjambment. So we've got first person narration, repetition of the I, direct second person appeal, anaphora, enjambment, the coded lexicon. So if we're answering like a 7-mark question, we've already got enough quotes for the first half of the poem, really. This much is true in the world that is real. So the individual is conveying this kind of attempt to control their sense of identity in the first half of the poem. But in cyberspace, the but potentially signifying a volta. I can dictate who to be. I'm in control of virtual me. The high modality really builds towards the last 3 lines there as the individual seeks to assert who they are. Okay, so taking a step back, how much time do we have?
1 minute.
Okay, 1 minute. Let's try and make something obvious. So virtual worlds, lots of first-person narration, a lot of resistance between the persona's voice and to whom they are speaking. So it seems to convey that the individual is trying to control their sense of identity, and they are able to do that within cyberspace. And they seem to be quite disconnected from the real world, so to speak. So if we're answering a question on this, on human experience, say what we could point out is the human experience of an individual's search for identity, an individual's conflicted relationship with their world. If we're looking at collective experiences in terms of emotions that are conveyed, we see the emotion of the individual wanting to be frustrated in their, I guess, attempt to assert who they are as an individual and being disconnected from the world by which they are surrounded. And I think key bits of techniques that you would draw upon would be the use of first person repeated, the tension between the first person, direct second person appeal, the use of anaphora, the enjambment, the coded lexicon, and how the coded lexicon takes us to the online world in which the poem is set. Okay, I think we got a couple of techniques in there. So guys, if you're under pressure in the exam, there is no excuse. You can pick out your techniques. I'm hoping that you got a couple of techniques in there. Anaphora, enjambment were some good ones that you can use on. We made commentary on the persona's voice, direct second person appeal, and we made a couple of human experience links. I kind of framed it in terms of the common module rubric for HSC students. However, the approach that I took there in analysing the unseen text would be useful for anyone looking at unseen text, irrespective of the syllabus you're following, your year group, and so on and so forth. But I'm out of breath. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you have any questions, please do place them below. And if you're loving our content as much as I love creating the content for you guys, please do like and subscribe to the channel. And if you would like some resources to really enhance your HSC studies, I'm talking exemplar essays, analysis that's been crafted by HSC markers and state ranked students, check out our website at Ignite HSC. But for now, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I really hope to see you in the next video. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. If you do like the content, subscribe to our channel and we'll have more videos coming your way.
That's right, guys. Thanks for watching. And please make sure you check out our online resource database. We've had a team of state rank achievers and heads of English put these together for you, covering everything from essay structures and examples all the way through to craft of writing and comprehension skills. So check them out at ignitehsc.com.au, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.